We are just the best at wrapping presents.
He doesn't like having them all wrapped up.
I know. Happy Sunday and happy Father's Day, everybody. We got Dad grill tools for his new grill. Which is right there.
Yeah.
It's fun. So we're spending a little bit of time here with the in-laws, or my in-laws, Becca's parents. And then we're gonna shoot out and spend, admittedly, most of the day with my dad. And there's the dog.
You're naked. Where's your collar? Where's your collar?
Gonna get arrested, Radar?
The popo's gonna come and take you. You just sneezed on my foot, you little nasty.
I know. Everyone's favorite part of the day.
No honey yet. Hopefully in the fall, we'll see.
Yeah, it takes a while, right?
Yeah.
What is it, like once a year or in the fall? Or?
Twice a year once you're established. So it takes about a year.
Little fluffers.
Yep, they are cool. They just do their thing.
You get eggs from them and whatever?
Chicken nuggets. And a lot of them. Last summer, I think at one point we had over 20 chickens. 20, and you're gonna hold their wings
Try
down
to
as
keep
well.
her feet away.
Yep.
Hi! He's a chicken. This is Roberta.
It's Roberta.
Yeah.
My brother named her. She's special.
What? For what? Oh. Well, she's...
Refrigeration. This is where the people in the wintertime, when the lake would freeze, they run out on the ice, they cut big chunks of ice out, they grab the blocks with the big, big metal things, whatever, and they throw them in a sled, bring them up, put them in a sled, bring them up to the street, throw them in a truck, and deliver them to everybody's houses. Hence the ice box. You get 2 layers in the refrigerator, the bottom of the ice, and on top will be all your food.
I was young to be around those days.
Right? Me too, 100%. There's that house.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wow, like, what a day it's been today. So you just got a whole montage of footage thrown at you, so let me walk you through what you just saw. After church this morning, we went over to my in-laws real quick, Becca's parents, and we get in nice and close here, you. So, played with the dog a little bit. We gave Becca's dad his Father's Day present, which was just all the grill tool stuff. I think we showed that off anyway. And then we went and we picked up my brother and my dad, and we headed out to kind of the middle/western part of Massachusetts, where my sister and her boyfriend are, and we hung out with them and his family, for Father's Day. A couple of dads celebrating Father's Day, and that was a ton of fun. We played cornhole, we ate some good food, and then we went out on his boat because he lives on a lake.
I'm going to correct you.
We won cornhole.
We won cornhole. The world's longest game of cornhole. It was like almost an hour and a half long.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went out on the boat, and that's what most of that footage was us out on the boat. And I've been out on a boat a lot, because I had a friend growing up who he had a boat, and I loved it. It was like my favorite thing to do. It's one of my fondest childhood memories. And, you know, I mean, childhood, I was probably, you know, up to age 12 or 13 years old out on this boat, maybe a little younger than that, but had a blast, and it was really good to be out again, just on the lake, just cruising. Some obscure shots of the sky that you might have seen was actually a bald eagle, like an American bald eagle, just with its nest on this random island.
Well, it's not a British bald eagle.
And so that was kind of cool. A lot of historic buildings and houses and stuff like that. Rich knows a lot about the area, which was really cool because I love history. And so he was like, you know, oh, that's the old ice house, and you know, it was wicked cool.
That island used to be a nightclub, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he's like, you know, back in the 20s and 30s, that was a gentleman's club, and they redid it, and someone just bought it and just turned it into a house. And I was like, I would burn that house down and then rebuild it.
Yeah, fumigate.
Yeah, just destroy any evidence of it ever being a gentleman's club. But it was...
Hazmat suit.
Yeah, it was wicked fun, and it was really cool to spend the day with my dad. I guess I'll tell the story. Me and my dad had a very non-existent relationship for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and then we've had a very rocky relationship for most of my life. My parents separated when I was young, and I would hang out with my dad a little bit, and now and then, I just, you know, I always wanted to have a relationship with my dad, but I always felt like I had to force him to spend time with me, you know, which wasn't necessarily true, maybe, but that's certainly how it felt. And just after a while, I just got tired of just trying to have a relationship with my dad, and I was like, this should just be a thing that should just happen on its own, and I'm just done trying to force something to happen that I don't think he wants to happen. And then we got in a big fight the day before my wedding, and then I moved away. And so we didn't speak to each other for almost 3 years. And then a little over a year ago, we got back in contact with each other. He sent me a card in the mail, just like a regular Hallmark card. Just saying like, hey, I'd like to get together with you and your brother and sister, if that's okay. And so we talked about it as a family and said, you know, I think it's time we meet up with him again. And so we met together, and he apologized for the way he acted for most of our life. And that was something I never really expected. I had kind of given up on my dad, on ever having a relationship with him. I was like, I don't need you, you know. I got married without, you know, I didn't have to. I invited him to my wedding, but he didn't come to the reception. He just kind of like snuck in the back at the last second and ran out the minute the wedding was over. I was like, but I don't need your approval. I don't need you to show me how to be a good husband. I got through high school without you. I got through college without you, you know, all this stuff. And I was just like, I don't need you in my life. I have other men who help guide me, like Becca's dad. He was a great man, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, like, having a real relationship with my dad is awesome, and it feels great, and it's still a relatively new feeling for me, you know. He just wants to spend time. He doesn't even care what we do. Like, you know, we played catch in the park. I didn't get any footage of that. Like, we just played catch, and that was just like that's like all he wanted out of life right then and there, was just to play catch with his kids. And he's like, I don't know, he's got a bad shoulder, I just now realized, but I was like, maybe we could go bowling, because that's kind of what I want to be doing right now. And he's like, yeah, like anything. He literally said anything, I don't care. But he's got a bad shoulder, so maybe we shouldn't take him bowling. But, you know, we'll do something else, I don't care, you know. It's a very new feeling for me. And so I know a lot of people, I've read a lot of stories today on social media, other people I actually know in real life on Facebook, or like online friends on Twitter or whatever, talking about how you don't have a relationship with your dad or whatever. And I know this isn't going to really help a whole lot, because if you told me this, I'd be like, yeah, but my dad's different. But don't lose hope. You know, I lost hope, and I was like, this is just something that's never going to be. You know, my dad's, he chose different things over having a family. You know, there was a reason my parents separated, and it kind of came down to you can have this or you can have a family. And he chose the former. And, you know, naturally that hurts. But he apologized for all that. And I never really expected that. I never really thought it would happen. So, you know, if you're in the same boat as I am, don't lose hope. You know, it's really all the advice I can offer you. But this has probably already been a very long vlog with, you know, that anecdote and all the stuff we did today, all the footage I got. So I hope you guys had a good Father's Day. And if you don't have, you know, a good father in your life, then, you know, give your mom a hug. Because my mom was my dad for a long time. So, still is in a few ways. But, like, my mom taught me how to shave. That was kind of weird. And obviously I don't use that advice because I have a beard. But, go figure. You know, things like that. But, you know, it doesn't have to be a biological male who's related to you to be a dad. You know, I've had women in my life that offered me, you know, advice on how to be a man. And I've had, you know, men in my life that have treated me like that. I'm like, okay, mom, you know. So, you know, hopefully you have someone in your life that you can look up to as a dad. So, happy Father's Day to all of you and all of your quote-unquote dads everywhere. Anything you want to add?
That was one of the most fun days that I have ever had in my life.
Yeah.
That was so awesome.
Becca's not been out on a boat more than one other time. This was her second boat trip, and the first one was quite some time ago, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think, ouch, pinch. I think I was like 11.
Yeah.
And it was on a tiny, tiny lake, so we would like, speed, stop. Speed, stop. And it was like, oh.
Yeah. The one we were on today was quite large, so it was fun. Yeah, because the lake that you were on a boat to, like, I've kayaked a lot of that lake. It's not very large at all.
You can kayak the whole thing in about a half hour.
Well, maybe if you're a good kayaker. I am not. So anyway, that's today. It was an awesome day. I can't remember a Father's Day I've had more fun with. And again, a lot of that has to do with, you know, past Father's Day being virtually meaningless to me. But, you know, it was a great day. It was an awesome day. It's been a great weekend. Not really ready for work in the morning, but it's coming regardless. So we're going to get some sleep now because it's past 10 o'clock and we're very tired after today. So thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow's going to be really boring compared to today. We'll see you guys then.